Okay, so today we are reviewing a board game called Skull. Some of you may have seen this before. It used to be called Skulls and Roses. That version sells for quite a lot of money on Amazon and eBay, so I thought it would be worth doing a review of the current version of the game. This game sold in 2011, but the same rules apply. So what do we get in the box? Okay. Pretty straightforward. There's not a whole bunch of stuff in here. You'll notice there's these discs. These are going to act as the game discs that you play with. More on that in a second. You also get 6 of these, which are essentially your playing kind of boards, if you like. What we'll do is I'll shift the camera slightly, and then I'll set up the game as it will begin, and I'll go through some of the basic rules with you. Okay, so we've set this up for a basic 3-player game. Now 3 is the minimum amount of players you have to play with this. You can play up to 6. I think there are potentially some expansion packs available. Realistically though, you could make your own discs and playing boards should you need to play with more players. But I must say the artwork included here is great. The game sells at the moment for about 15 quid, which might seem steep for what it is, but again, the artwork is amazing. What we'll do, if I just sort out and find the cards here that I need for each deck. They are colour coded, of course. Would have really helped if we had organised this the last time we played. Okay then, so this is the final game board set up. Now I've put these discs on top of their playing boards, but actually in reality these would all be in the hands of the person playing the game. Now, I'll just use the green deck here as an example. You'll notice each person has 3 cards which are, I guess, just image cards, and everyone will also have a skull disc. Now the objective of the game is for each person to go round placing cards. So imagine we start here, I place a card, the next person round places a card, and so on. As long as everybody's gone round once, this player has the ability to challenge the group. So they could say, oh, I think I can lift 2 of these cards without hitting a skull. Now somebody else, imagine this player here, may say, well, I think I can pick up all 3 without hitting a skull. So the idea of the game is you can kind of outbid each other. In this case, I'll say, right, okay, no, 2 is the maximum, nobody else is outbid. You have to turn your own card over first. In this case, luckily I haven't picked my own skull. Now that is possible, but it's more of a bluff tactic. And then I'm going to turn, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, this one here. And luckily that was also not a skull. Now, this wasn't either. So actually on that case, nobody played a skull at all. So essentially this person would get the point. Now you mark that you've got a point by flipping your board over. Notice in the corner of each of these game boards, there are actually skulls. Sorry about the camera there. If you've got the skull side showing, it means you're 1 point up and you need just 1 more point to win the game. So you can see how quick the game could be, because it is really first to 2 points wins. One rule worth noting is if somebody does pick up a skull, the person whose skull you pick up gets to remove 1 of your cards at random from the deck. So imagine I picked up a skull over here, that person would get the option to pick 1 of these cards, which essentially acts as lives, to remove. Nobody else knows, other than you, whether it's a skull that they've successfully removed, but that is now out of the game. So towards the end of the game, it might be, if somebody's been particularly unlucky, they might only have 1 card left that they're playing with, which means, of course, every time it goes round, they have to challenge. If the rest of the team work out through trial and error that is actually not a skull card, that acts as a very safe pickup for one of the other players. I would highly recommend this game for a warm-up game, or for, if you've only got 10-15 minutes on a lunch break. It really is a good bit of fun. I've played with 3 people all the way up to 6, and it's always gone down really, really well. There's been a bit of confusion at the beginning about the rules, etc., but as soon as you explain that it's basically poker without real money and without chips, they seem to understand kind of what it's all about. So I'd rate this 8 out of 10. For the money, it's certainly worth having it in your collection. I hope you've enjoyed the first video, my first kind of board game review. If this is successful, I'll certainly be sure to upload some more. I've got a collection upstairs, but this is one for your collection almost certainly. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to make sure that you don't miss any future videos, and please comment below. I'll be happy to read what you've got to say. Thank you very much.